at the image, you will notice that if an imaginary line is drawn joining the pointer stars and extended further, it will point to the dash.
Nice work. You chose pole star and it is correct.
The sun, the moon, and all those shining objects in the night sky are called what?
Sharp thinking. Celestial bodies is the right choice. The moon takes approximately days to complete one rotation around the Earth. 27 is the answer. The celestial bodies, which do not have their own heat and light, are known as... You chose planets, and it is correct. The number of days taken by Mercury to complete one round around the Sun is... Solid response. 88 is a valid choice.
What planet is known as the red planet because of its red-looking surface?
Good thinking. Mars is the right answer.
A huge system of billions of stars and clouds of dust and gases is called.
Correct. Galaxy is the right answer.
Various patterns formed by different group of stars are called as...
Excellent choice. Constellations is the right answer.
The numerous tiny bodies which move around the Sun are called as...
Well picked. Asteroids is the correct answer. How much time does the Neptune takes revolve around its orbit? Right choice. 164 years is the best answer. The Sun, Moon, and everything else in the sky is called dash. On track. Celestial bodies is the correct answer. Which direction is indicated by a pole star or Polaris? Right again. North is a valid answer.
One of the most easily recognizable constellation is...
You're right. Saptarishi is the correct answer. The dash has planets, moons, comets, and asteroids. Excellent. Solar system is a brilliant choice. Do each of the outer planets have at least one moon? Well done. Yes is the right choice. The first man to step on the surface of the moon is... Nice selection. Neil Armstrong is the correct and valid answer. The planet which is considered as Earth's twin is... Exactly. Venus makes sense, and it is right choice. The approximate distance between Sun and Earth is... Smart pick. 150 million km is the correct choice. The word planet comes from the Greek word. Name it. Good job. Your answer. The planets works well here. What is the meaning of solar in solar system? Clear logic. Your choice related to Sun is sound and 100% true. Who is considered as head of solar family? Strong choice. Sun is the right answer.
Identify the planet shown in the picture.
Perfect. Earth is the correct choice.
What planet is the same size as Earth?
Correct response. Venus is the most accurate answer. Which planets have rings around them? Great thinking. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus is the right choice. How frequently do we see a full moon? Great job. Once a month is the accurate answer. Full moon night is also called what? Valid point. Full moon is true. The number of moons to the Mars are.
Well reasoned. 2 is the correct choice.
The 4 inner planets are dash.
Smart move. Mercury, Earth, Venus, Mars is an accurate answer. The Earth is unique because... Nicely done. It has water is a solid answer.
The elliptical paths on which planets revolve around the Sun and satellites revolve around the planets are called dash.
You got it. Your choice orbit is right.
The celestial bodies, which do not have their own heat and light, but are lit by the light of the stars, are named as.
Nice work. You chose planets and it is correct.
Stars have their own light and heat, and they are made up of gases like helium and hydrogen. Strong choice. True is the right answer.
Which one of the following is no longer amongst the 8 planets of the solar system?
Great thinking. Pluto is the right choice. In ancient times, people used to determine dash during the night with the help of star.
On track. Direction is the correct answer.
True or falsa, the word planet comes from the Greek word planetia, which means wanderers. Exactly. True makes sense, and it is right choice.
All the planets move around the Sun in fixed elliptical path. These paths are called... Good thinking. Orbit is the right answer. All the objects in the space like planets, the Sun, the Moon and the stars are... Smart pick. Celestial bodies is the correct choice.
The word planet has been derived from the word planetae, which is named as.
You chose Greek word, and it is correct.
The Sun, the Moon and all those objects shining in the night sky are called.
Bravo! Celestial bodies is the answer.
A dash is a huge system of billions of stars and clouds of dust and gases.
Excellent. Galaxy is a brilliant choice. What do you call the path a planet goes through as it moves around the Sun? Great job. Orbit is the accurate answer. The Sun, 8 planets, satellites, asteroids, meteoroids at sea from the dash. Smart move. Solar system is an accurate answer. Dash was the first man to step on the surface of the Moon on the 29 July 1969.
Excellent choice. Neil Armstrong is the right answer.
A small, icy body that orbits the Sun is made of a main body and a tail. Perfect. Comet is the correct choice.
Asteroids are tiny bodies that move around the Sun between dash and dash.
Correct. Mars and Jupiter is the right answer.
The only planet which takes more times for rotation than revolution is.
Clear logic. Your choice Venus is sound and 100% true.
The Sun, the Moon, the stars, asteroids. Comet at sea is consists in which?
Solid response. Solar system is a valid choice. Shadows on the Moon's surface are the landforms on the Moon's surface.
Right choice. True is the best answer.
How many planets are there in the solar system? Right again. 8 is a valid answer. Celestial bodies which are lit by light of others are called as dash.
Well done. Planets is the right choice.
The celestial bodies which have their own heat and light are called.
You're right. Stars is the correct answer. What is the time taken by the light of the sun to reach the Earth?
Nicely done. 8 minutes is a solid answer.
A chunk of rock that burns up upon entering a planet's atmosphere. You got it? Your choice meteor is right. Stars do not twinkle in the sky, only planets twinkle in the sky. Valid point? False is true.
Which one of the following terms is used for the full moon night?
Sharp thinking. Full moon is the right choice. The fourth planet from the sun, also known as the red planet. Nice selection. Mars is the correct and valid answer.
The distance covered by light in 1 year is called a dash.
Well reasoned. Light year is the correct choice. Which of the following is made up of millions of galaxies? Correct response. Universe is the most accurate answer. What is the ultimate source of heat and light for planets? Good job. Your answer, sun, works well here. Which of the following is an Indian artificial satellite? Well picked. Ears is the correct answer. A group of dasher forming various patterns is called a dash. Bravo, star constellation is the answer. One of the most easily recognizable constellation is the Great job, Saptarishi is the accurate answer. Which of the following is an example of a constellation? Right choice. Ursa Major is the best answer. Full moon can be seen only once in about a month time. Clear logic. Your choice true is sound and 100% true. How much time does Venus takes to rotate on its axis? Well done. 243 days is the right choice. Which planet is the only planet to spin on its side? Nicely done. Uranus is a solid answer. Which of the following name is given to the new moon? Correct. Amavasya is the right answer. Which of following is the nearest planet of the sun? You got it. Your choice, Mercury, is right. Which one of the following is a natural satellite? Nice selection. Moon is the correct and valid answer. The planet which is known as the Earth's twin is... Good thinking. Venus is the right answer. Dash is the closest celestial body to our Earth. Right again. Moon is a valid answer. The cluster of millions of stars is also known as...
Smart move. Galaxy is an accurate answer.
How long does Earth's orbit around the sun take? You're right. 365 and 1.4 days is the correct answer. Tiny bodies which move around the sun are called...
Strong choice. Asteroids is the right answer.
How many days does Mercury take to orbit the sun?
Excellent choice. 88 days is the right answer.
The Earth's natural satellite is called the Dash. Solid response. Moon is a valid choice. How many planets are there in our solar system? You chose 8. And it is correct. How long does it take the Earth to rotate once? On track. 24 hours is the correct answer.
The Sun is dash million Kabatav away from the Earth.
Correct response. 150 is the most accurate answer. Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon on the 14th July 1969.
Smart pick. False is the correct choice.
On which date Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon?
Great thinking. 20 July 1996 is the right choice. How many years that Neptune take one revolution?
Nice work. You chose 164 years and it is correct.
A small, solid rocky body that orbits the Sun.
Good job. Your answer asteroid works well here.
Which among the following is in constellation? Well reasoned. Ursa Major is the correct choice.
What is the name given to the full moon night?
Excellent. Full moon is a brilliant choice.
Which is the third nearest planet to the Sun?
Valid point. Earth is true. Which one of the following is a dwarf planet?
Perfect. Pluto is the correct choice.
The pole star indicates the direction to the... Exactly. North makes sense, and it is right choice. The following planet is known as blue planet.
Sharp thinking. Earth is the right choice.
Pole star always indicate the dash direction. Well picked. North is the correct answer. Which planet is considered as Earth's twin? You got it. Your choice Venus is right. The dash is a natural satellite of the Earth.
Good thinking. Moon is the right answer.
The shape of the Earth is described as a dash.
Right choice. Jewett is the best answer.
Which is the most recognizable constellation? On track?
The Saptarishi is the correct answer.
The star which indicates the north is called.
Nicely done. Pole star is a solid answer.
Planets do not have their own dash E and dash. Correct response. Heat light is the most accurate answer. Which of the planets is closest to the Sun? Sharp thinking. Mercury is the right choice.
How many days that Mars take one revolution?
Great thinking. 67 days is the right choice.
What is the distance between Moon and Earth?
You chose 384,400 Kwame, and it is correct.
Which planet is known as the dwarf planet?
Smart pick. Pluto is the correct choice. Pattern formed by different group of stars.
Valid point. Constellations is true.
Earlier, the Milky Way galaxy was known as...
Excellent choice. Akashganga is the right answer.
Earth get all its heat and light from dash.
Nice selection. Sun is the correct and valid answer.
What is the distance between Sun and Moon?
Well reasoned. 150 million kilometers is the correct choice.
Asteroids are found between the orbits of... Clear logic. Your choice Mars and Jupiter is sound and 100% true. The moon that we see in the sky is a dash. Solid response. Satellite is a valid choice.
Saptarishi is part of which constellation?
Perfect. Ursa Major is the correct choice.
The constellation which means 7 sages.
Good job. Your answer Saptarishi works well here.
All the planets move around the sun in a... Exactly. Circular path makes sense, and it is right choice.
True or falsizoid means Earth, like shape.
Bravo. True is the answer.
When did Neil Armstrong step on the moon?
Excellent. 21 July 1969 is a brilliant choice.
The Earth is called unique planet because...
Strong choice. It has water is the right answer.
A dash is a pattern of stars in the sky.
Well done. Constellation is the right choice.
Dash has only rings in our solar system.
Right again. Saturn is a valid answer.
The moon moves around the Earth in about...
Correct. 27 days is the right answer.
Which planet is the nearest to the sun? You're right. Mercury is the correct answer.
Pluto is also known as the Dash planet.
Smart move. Dwarf is an accurate answer.
Dash satellites are made by scientists.
Nice work. You chose human-made, and it is correct.
The largest planet of solar system is... Well picked. Jupiter is the correct answer. Full moon is also known as Amavasya. Great job. False is the accurate answer.
Milky Way galaxy is also known as Dash.
Excellent. To the ball is a brilliant choice. Light of sun takes time to reach Earth. On track, 8 minutes is the correct answer.
Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon on...
Correct response, 20 July 1969 is the most accurate answer.
Constellation formed with 7 stars.
Smart move. Ursa Major and Saptarishi is an accurate answer. All planets have their own satellite. Correct. True is the right answer.
What is the natural satellite of Earth?
Good thinking. Moon is the right answer. What % of the water does Earth hold? Well picked. 70% is the correct answer. Full moon night occurs once in every... Bravo. 15 days is the answer. Dash is the head of the solar family. Nicely done. Sun is a solid answer. Full moon is visible on the night of. Strong choice. Full moon is the right answer. Who is the head of the solar system? Great job. Sun is the accurate answer. Light travels at the speed of about... Smart pick. 300,000 km/sec is the correct choice. The full moon night is also known as... Excellent choice. Full moon is the right answer. Earth is known as a dash planet.
Clear logic. Your choice blue is sound and 100% true.
What has its own light and heat dash? You're right. Stars is the correct answer. Dash have their own heat and light. Solid response. Stars is a valid choice. Which is the closest planet to Sun? Perfect. Mercury is the correct choice. New moon night is also called what? Great thinking. Amavasya is the right choice.
Pole star indicates dash direction.
Right choice. North is the best answer. What we call solar system in Hindi? Valid point. Akashganga is true.
Dash is called Earth's twin planet.
Sharp thinking. Venus is the right choice.
It is only satellite of the Earth.
Nice selection. Moon is the correct and valid answer.
The sun revolves around the Earth. Good job. Your answer false works well here. What are the terrestrial planets? You got it. Your choice: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars is right. Earth is located in which galaxy?
Right again. Milky Way galaxy is a valid answer.
Dash is known as Earth's twin. Exactly. Venus makes sense and it is right choice. The moon is dash kilometers away from us. Well reasoned. 384,400 is the correct choice. In what galaxy Earth is located?
You chose Milky Way galaxy, and it is correct.
What is the shape of the Earth?
Well done. Hawk is the right choice. Light travels dash per second. Nice work. You chose 300,000 kilometers and it is correct. The full moon night is called. Well reasoned. Full moon is the correct choice. The North Star is also called. You chose Pole Star and it is correct. The new moon night is called. Valid point. Amavasya is true. What does word planeti means? Clear logic. Your choice, Wanderers, is sound and 100% true. Which planet is the largest? Right again. Jupiter is a valid answer. Full moon is also called as. Smart move. Full moon is an accurate answer. Ursa Major or Big Bear is a. Nice work. You chose constellations and it is correct. Full moon is also known as. Solid response. Full moon is a valid choice. What is North Star called? Excellent. Pole Star is a brilliant choice. Pluto is considered as a. Nicely done. Dwarf planet is a solid answer. The smallest planet is? You got it. Your choice, Mercury, is right. Moon is away from us. Great. 384,400 Canembras is the accurate answer. Name our galaxy. Strong choice. Milky Way is the right answer. What is Jupiter? Sharp thinking. Jess Giant is the right choice.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Exactly. Contact Narayan Changdar on Facebook. Makes sense and it is right choice.